Hey, it's Matt. Welcome back to Unbearable 73. This episode, I'll be talking about season 2, episode 1 of Reacher. So it premiered, dropped yesterday. Um, you can see by my still that's going to be in the thumbnail. We'll actually preview the opening sequence to this because we'll try to do. We're going to skip a little. I don't want to get copyright struck, but right away they start with again fan service is a vital part of this, and the women get the good fan service with Richie here. And we'll skip a little past that. So then they do the flashback. You know, we get our opening montage, but the key thing to understand is they go right in on Reacher. Like I'm not gonna do the whole scene here, but this is a feature from the books as well. Reacher walks into a problem, detects it, and right away you know Reacher's back. The show that they kept the style presenting it. They kept the right character attitude. Again, that's because Lee Childs is running this show, so to speak. He's the creator of Reacher, so there we go. Now, so this episode was great. If there's any complaint, they're adopting two books apparently into this season. So I guess I guess if Lee Childs is involved, he'll make sure they meld the plots together. Okay, but I didn't. Again, there are 20-something Reacher books. I read the first 3 or 4 of them. Kind of liked them, but they got to me. They were the same story over and over again. So I was like, I stopped. I might go back to them eventually to read a few more of them. It all depends. Reacher is a modern, what you would call a modern pulp style character, I guess. Like the classics, Doc Savage and the Destroyer, Remo Williams, and all that. So what happens here? Let's talk about the plot a little bit. Actually, first let's say that Amazon dropped the first 3 episodes. I'm gonna do one of my little 5 to 10 minute videos about each of those 3 episodes. You'll have all of them by Monday. And this is an example of Amazon doing something very well, or giving you something that's done very well, I should say. So, what's our plot? We open with someone being dropped out of a helicopter to his death. It turns out that's a member of Reacher's team from when he was in the military. So the plot of this is them getting back together with getting his military unit back together, the Special Investigation Squad, to find out who's killing that guy and possibly other members of his team. And they build up to the plot very well. So that part of it goes well. Is there a negative? Not really. There's nothing I can really complain a lot about. I mean, I'd have to be nitpicking to complain about anything in this episode. Maybe, maybe there's a little too much driving around. Like there should have more plot occur at locations and less talking in cars. But you're reaching to get a pick for this. The action is great. There's a couple of there's one really great opening action scene is great. You can see the end of it there. The If this was the 3rd episode, I wouldn't spoil it so much. But I wanted to use it to see Reacher starts off the way Reacher is supposed to start off. Okay, there's a great scene. Knowing the Reacher character, there's an awesome scene, which is in a flashback. There's some flashbacks with the establishment of the Special Investigation Squad. There's an awesome scene in a bar, where they really play off how big the actor is who plays Reacher. What else can I say about this episode? They do a very good tone to establish that there is not going to be a romantic relationship between Reacher and Neely. I know there are people shipping them and don't, because they just don't. And what else do they do good? Do well, I should say. Again, I'm not going to belabor this. This is short to the point. I have 2 episodes to talk about where I'll get more into it and can feel more comfortable talking about the direction. Let's phase through this and take a few spots. This is a flashback to the Special Investigation Squad. After they establish their headquarters. They got established in the new headquarters. The one thing, okay, here's my one legit complaint. You can see that blue paletting effect that they use, a kind of a mask, kind of like that stuff in Man of Steel. That annoys me. It makes it harder for me to see. It makes things look. It makes people look. Yeah, excuse me. It makes people look dirty. Like they haven't bathed. This is the end of that bar scene, and won't spoil the whole thing. The dialogue is the amazing part. The acting is up to top notch. Here's a little too much of the driving around stuff I was talking about, but it's still good. So I'm struggling to think of anything that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I'm not going to belabor this. If you have any questions about this, comment down below. There's one thing I do like. Let's see if we show it. There used to be an annoyance of mine where they would put this food in these scenes with the actors and they would never eat it. So you would never believe that they're actually at a restaurant or something. I think they've learned finally in the last 10 years or so, have the actors eat some of the food so the scene gets a little more sense of believability, So that was a positive on that one. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off here. My name is Matt. This has been Unbearable 73, talking about Reacher Episode 1. At the end of the full season, I will have a review of the season, a more in-depth production, direction, writing, and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to do a quickies with each episode to give you my summary of thoughts. So have a nice day. I'm out of here. Comment down below if you have any questions. Please like this video if you liked it. Share it out there. I'm getting some good channel growth. Thank you guys.